You still watch World News Tonight every night?
No, I try to do it on Monday nights to relax me a little bit before I watch this before I do this with you fucking savages. Just to get inspired. You know, I like the news guys.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight they didn't talk about nothing good. Some fucking tornado in Texas, you know, people flying through the fucking air.
That's boring.
Well, nah, it's sad. It's sad to me, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking times are rough, and all of a sudden they show these people hiding in a grocery store, fucking cans were flying. Some guy had to lay on his wife. They interviewed him. He's like, you know, I would do it all over again. I could feel the dirt on my neck and all, you know. And it's like, it's in, they say Texas, but it's really like in where Ralphie's from, Arkansas, North Texas, Kentucky. And you see this, and part of it is comical, but part of it is sad. It's one of those things, you know.
Well, if a tornado came to destroy like an area,
yeah,
that's not good. But it is funny to think. It's just crazy to think about like having to like lay on top of somebody. Like, what would you do if a tornado hit?
I got a tornado shelter outside that you crawl into under the stairs. You know,
Really?
Yeah, but I'm hiding from a tornado. I go in there and I get bit by a possum. I'm saying I'm not looking forward to that. Now I got to go to the hospital in the tornado. I'm going to die. I got rabies. And then you asked a good question.
Like, what would you do if a tornado came?
You know, try to fucking hide before it hits you. But, you know, I went to Tennessee in December, and they had just been hit with a tornado. I mean, a week before.
Fuck.
And I had been there in August. And it took out a house on the corner, and it took out a car wash across the street. My in-laws were 4 houses from there. I mean, literally 4 fucking houses. How their house is still there. They said they felt shit hitting the house, and wood was flying, and trees. That's got to be a different fucking world.
Especially for you coming from like New York and like here. And I guess you've seen all the whole country now, but just like as a kid, for you, a tornado must have felt like a magical thing that's never going to happen.
No, you never think it's going to happen. But here's the catch. How long did you live in LA for?
10 years.
Okay. How did we live in LA in Earthquakeville?
Yeah.
There are people that'll look you in the face and go, I don't know how you lived in LA for 10 years. And you're like, why? And they're like, well, because there's earthquakes. I couldn't live with earthquakes, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's the same shit. It's like, how can you live in Tornado Alley?
Yeah, I guess. But tornadoes, like, I don't know, like earthquakes don't usually seem to destroy things. Obviously, there's really bad ones.
Well, not the ones you saw, the ones we got. When I got to LA, it had just been an earthquake.
The Northridge one?
Yeah, like it was still, like I remember still going up north and seeing like people going, that was a supermarket or whatever the fuck, you know. That was I don't fucking know. But all that stuff is always just like there's nowhere safe. If you move to Hawaii, you're going to get hit with a tsunami.
No.
If you move to Texas, you're going to get hit with a tornado. If you move to Colorado, you get hit with hail. You know, there's always a sacrifice that you have to live with. And you take your chances.
I don't know if I can do tornado. That would freak me the fuck out.
Oh, shut up. You can't do nothing until
I can do plenty.
I can
Listen,
except the evidence that you're supposed to. I can do plenty.
I did take the evidence.
How many?
What do I have to do? I took 2.
You gotta shit them out and show them to me and then eat them again. Like
you
that.
Can't shit out. Those things melt.
That
would be something you'd make me do is take a shit and look for it, and you'd be like, they're not there. And then meanwhile, they're fucking gel capsules that melt immediately.
Who the hell would shit? If somebody told me you got to take a shit because I got to double check what you ate, I go, here's the deal. How about I send it to you in a fucking box? You know what I'm saying? Because that's when you get the full effect of that shit. I've smelled my shit when there's no water. Like the other day, I went to the Little League field and I couldn't take it. I just could not take it no more. I had eaten like something, like a lemonade or something. Thank God this place was immaculate.
The bathroom?
everything about this place. You couldn't, it was all turf, so you couldn't bring up your own food, couldn't bring anything on this. There was 7, 8 fields.
Okay.
The food wasn't badly, and they had lemonade, and somebody finally squoze a fucking lemon.
Oh shit! Oh, like a real one.
Freshly squeezed.
Nice.
$2.50 and $5 for a big one.
How many did you get?
Oh, I got like 10 of them all week. I got one on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. We were there for 3 games.
Nice.
But I went to one day I went to the bathroom down there, and they had like, it was a little league softball, like a bathroom. So they have little assholes or whatever the fuck. The toilets are small. I took a shit. It was floating out like the Titanic. When I got up, I was like, what is that funky smell? And I looked down, and my toilet paper was on top of the Titanic, sticking upside down. You know what I'm saying?
No. And he said it smelled bad?
Oh, like that. Shit smells completely different when it's laid there than when it goes in water. Trust me.
So there's no water at this field?
No, there was water, but the shit
was okay.
Water pond.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
It stuck out like the Titanic, like half was out. And so it was, what am I telling you fucking movie? I don't. It's going to be all right, Lee. Keep fucking around, cocksucker. Look, I got a little tiny mushroom for you. These are the mushrooms from Saturn. It fucking freeze dried. It must have fallen on the floor.
How do you buy them that like got like dehydrated so they're so small? I've never seen like tiny. Like,
no, it was on my carpet from last week or the week before when I was going in here fucking.
Was it growing in your carpet or you dropped it?
No, it didn't grow on my carpet. I wouldn't be on the computer with you. That means we got problems. That means you got other type of fucking issues that you're breathing. Jesus. You ever go in one of those showers and they got mold in the corners, like a mushroom growing?
No, you had mushrooms in the shower?
No. But when I lived in
I'm saying like, yeah, like years ago.
People that showed me, like the landlord didn't do this and they were going to sue him because you can't breathe that shit. Who knows? I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? All I know is it's Tuesday. Let's get this fucking party started, motherfuckers. It's Tuesday, the 28th of May. Tip top Magoo. The month is almost over, but we're here. The check-in is brought to you by On It. Listen, supplements, nutrition, fitness, apparel. On It's got it all. We got 25% off supplements, 10% off fitness, and 20% off nutrition now till June 2nd on It's finest semi-annual sale. Plus 60% off on other items. Listen, use my code CHURCH, CHURCH, and get 10% off. And they know you're running with the king of swing, so they'll put a little something extra in your envelope. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's always with me. You know me. I keep it simple. I'm a shroom tech type of guy. I'm an alpha brain. But listen, I went with the Black Label a couple months ago. Tremendous. And right now, it's $93. With 25% off, you save $31. That makes it down to $93 from $124. We're talking numbers here, guys. So if you thought of hitting Alpha Brain or Shroom Tech Immune, or, you got to try this shit real quick. The Instant Peach, Alpha Brain, and there's another flavor. The other peach. Tremendous. I love them both. The Focus, they get you psyched. Anyway, if you want some supplements, give them my code, CHURCH, Church. The check-in is also brought to you by my favorite ghee. Listen, as an old man, I love Fuji ghee. Why? Because they're tough, they're comfortable, and they're light. The best ghee they got is the all-around BJJ ghee, the white one. It's 105 gazines. You understand me? Plus, they got grappling shorts. They got jiu-jitsu gis. They got rash guards. They got bags. They got custom gear. They got mats. Fuji Sports has it all. Go over there. I'm going to give you 20% off when you use code CHURCH, CHURCH. So you get a nice new gi for the summer. Don't have to stink like 10 dead, lizards somewhere. And that's it. We got On It for you this week, and we got FujiSports.com, code CHURCH. Both of them with the church. But today, it's the check-in. Without further ado, let's get this party started.
Turn off your TVs, run for your lives. It's over. They didn't put you on this planet just to give up. If Uncle Joey could do it, I can rule the world. That's what you gotta be thinking.
Welcome back to church!
Voila, cocksuckers. We're back. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to be back. It's Tuesday, the 28th. And is it the 28th or the 26th? Yep. It really doesn't fucking matter. The month is over. Start fucking writing a check already. But the beauty of it is it starts Tuesday. The holiday's behind me now. There's no other fucked up things going to go down till 4th of July. So I got a 6-week run now to do the things I want to do. Because really, now everybody goes brain dead the week before 4th of July.
Right. You're the only person in this country who doesn't like holidays. Like everyone else is looking forward to them.
It sets every retard even deeper. They get more retarded after fucking, you know. Yeah, we're going to ride. We're going to go to the Jersey Shore and turn around in circles. You know, we're going to go to Hawaii. Whatever the fuck they're going to do. Why am I picking on the Jersey Shore? I'm just saying that, you know, people go on vacation. They get really, it's not a 2-week vacation. It's a 4-week vacation. Mentally,
oh, yeah.
Because they save money. They put away money. It's special to them. And I respect that 150%. What I don't respect is you thinking what you're going to wear on the 3rd night while we're fucking getting down to work here, cocksucker. That's 3 weeks away.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's talking about it like, yeah, well, I'm going to get a palm tree. Look, you're going to get a palm tree in your ass if you don't fucking pay attention here. Because we got shit to do and people to see. 4th of July is 6 weeks away, I think.
And yeah, I can't see you picturing like doing it that much. Did you do anything fun for like this weekend? Did you have any barbecues or anything?
Oh my God, I had barbecues, I had midgets flying out of my asshole, I had fireworks. I didn't do shit. I got off a plane on Friday. I fucking rested from the 10 sets in Austin. Saturday, the game started at 3:30. I got to go to the gym for a little bit and just get my feet back after you've been gone for a few days. And then Sunday, the game started at 8:30 in the fucking morning. So what did I do? What do you want me to do? And today's fucking, you know, Memorial Day. Nobody does dick another day. Even the Chinese restaurant is closed, you know.
Oh, no.
Nobody wants, no, but I didn't crave Chinese today. I could have still got shit to eat around here, but I'm just saying that when I went for my morning ride, I saw it was closed. Not Freddie. Freddie's open on Monday.
Right, Freddie's always open.
Freddie don't give a fuck about holidays. He closes Tuesday, which is always a good day to be closed, and it's always a good day to mind your business.
Oh, but doesn't it piss you off, though? Like when you forget one of your favorite places is closed on a weird day like that, and then you show up or you call and they're not picking up. You're like, fuck, they're closed. That always happens to me.
When I was I don't know, man. It's so weird how you, I'm going to see who this is. And when I get out of here, I'm going to fucking strangle them. You follow me? Now they want to hit you at night. Now people get mad at me. I don't even know who that is. You
at
follow?
least it wasn't me.
I'll tell you who sends you texts all day. CVS. I love CVS. I got nothing but love for CVS. Right. They got a program that if you don't belong to CVS, you should smack yourself in the face. That fucking whatever care package, you pay whatever a month. Dog, they pay you back every month. You get your money back. 25%, 35%. Every time I get 40%, every time they throw me a 40%, I go in there and buy socks. I don't give a fuck. You know me, I got 40% off a fucking Kit Kat bar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, they do give
me that one there with a 40% coupon. I almost killed this motherfucker there.
Why?
Because I got a big box of fucking Nicorette, which is $70
Right.
And I got a protein bar. This motherfucker applied the 40% off to the protein bar. That's the first time I did the D'Agostino where white people go home and fill out Yelp, black people ask for the manager. That was me that day. I want to talk to the manager.
Fuck yeah.
With an $80 product, this fucking twinkle toad 40% off on a fucking protein bar, which I could give 2 fucks about, but the pockets that's 80, he wants to charge me the full bang. Ain't that a bitch?
Right.
I want to talk to your manager, and I got fucking CVS on hold right here, the corporate office. Because when
I'm surprised you did it.
Listen, dog, when it comes to my coupons, I got corporate on fucking speed dial. I don't use a lot of coupons. In fact, I don't use coupons at all.
Just
But
CVS.
my Nicorette CVS shit, I pay for that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck you gonna be throwing me to the wolves?
What did this little CVS guy? Because I was 14. That was my first job at CVS.
They gave me the guy was cool. Don't worry about it. We'll apply. He don't know nothing, you know. He's just a kid we hired from 3 to 4.
Right.
Because he's Mexican. We're trying to get the fucking Disability Act of 1942 or whatever the fuck.
I can't imagine. He can't even, like, he doesn't know what he's doing on that thing. And there's,
no, he didn't do it out of spite.
No, I know he didn't. I'm just, the computer just did it randomly.
Was it the computer or was
probably?
The kid? He's thinking of a fucking Road War. What's the name of that game they play?
I don't know, Roblox?
Roblox. Yeah, he's thinking of Roadblocks. I can't wait to get home so I can jerk off with one hand and play Roadblocks with the other, like some fucking. And I would do the same too, but I didn't play fucking Nintendo, none of that shit. I had both hands on the stick, Jack. Anyway,
you were saying when you were younger about like going to a place that was closed on a random day.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I don't like when you go to a place and it's closed earlier than you anticipate.
Oh yeah,
that's what pisses me off. When you go to a place and you're craving it for lunch, and they don't have that for lunch, only on the dinner menu. And you know. That's the shit that gets me going. There's a restaurant that I went to here for 3 years, and I really enjoyed it in there. They were good. You know, I don't drink, so that part of it didn't bother me. I went in there to eat.
Right.
I like their food. But I forgot to tell. Fuck, this edible's kicking it already.
You said you went to a restaurant for like 3 years before something happened.
Yeah, I stopped going there for a reason. Because they did something I just didn't, I don't know. I didn't like. I can't remember now. Who cares?
Who cares?
Obviously, it wasn't that fucking important.
How was Austin?
Austin was, this time was an experience. It's so weird what, you know, every January I do a thing. I read The Art of War, not Sun Tzu, but
the War of Art.
The War of Art. And I got to start reading it more in my old age because I got to the airport Tuesday, like I owned the joint, you know, got through, got on the plane, took a couple edibles, got there, no problem, checked into the room. No, I didn't take edibles on the way down. I'm lying to you. I took something. Oh, okay. I took like 2 pieces of mushroom chocolate to relax me on the plane. All right. Yeah.
That sounds really relaxing to go flying through the air on mushroom chocolate.
I knew I did something, but I knew it wasn't edibles because I didn't want to be fucked up by the time I got to Austin like last time.
Right.
So I fucking just did like, it was like more like 3 or 4 pieces of chocolate.
Yeah, I was counting.
And I got down there, and that night I had to go to the club. And I walked in, and whatever I was feeling was gone already. But man, fucking Rogan makes me follow Tony Hinchcliffe every time and bring him. And there's no warm-up. Like, there's no fucking warm-up. Like, 7 o'clock, I got to be ready to fucking rock in that room. And he followed Theo. You know, it was one of those nights. And I got to follow Tony. He just got off the fucking roast.
Right.
The room blew up. And then I got to go out there and hold my own. And it, you know, the first show, I stumbled the first 3 minutes. But then I just lucked out and bailed out of that motherfucking set. And then I went to the bottom of the barrel and I ripped that motherfucker apart. And then I went back to the main room later on and I did fucking really good in there. It was a good night. Even though I fumbled those first 3 minutes, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that I didn't have it. You know, man, sometimes it's so weird how you write a good joke, it's working, and then out of nowhere, It just disappears from your repertoire. And then you go looking for it, or not even looking for it. You look in your notebooks and you're like, where is that fucking thing? Where are the notes on it? I can't even find notes on it. And then you're watching a bunch of comics and you fucking, somebody says something, you go, there's 3 minutes that I'm missing. That's why I was struggling to find fucking 20 or something like that, you know?
Right.
It happens all the fucking time.
Okay, now I feel better.
If I only got 12 minutes on the first night, listen, by Wednesday, I was over at 15. I'm like, I got to get off already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by Thursday, I'm like, I didn't even feel it. I did 15s at Red Bands, like nothing.
Is 15 giving you like a little bit of anxiety now? Because you usually...
Yeah, my phone is shut off. My phone is shut the fuck off, you know.
I can tell there's a setting you can hit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of texting altogether again. That's what needs to happen pretty soon. It's getting out of control. I can see these people don't know I'm not a professional texter, and I do not like it. I do not like it. I like you send me a text, I reply, go away. Once you press that extra, I like your message, my blood pressure burns. We don't need this. I don't care whether you like the message or not. Why you gotta? I was gonna bing me again. I need a bing, another fucking bing in my life.
No, you don't like that?
No, I don't like none of that shit. When they hit you back like with a thumb, you already wasted my fucking time. Or then they have the audacity to hit you with another question. They want another answer. And then I just stop. And then I just leave them there fucking 8 hours.
Did you ever, like, when your car, like, do you ever plug your phone into your car?
Yes.
Do you ever answer your text while you're driving? Like, have it rated to you and then you say it back to it?
So, like the time when we went down to Austin, I made it do cocksucker. Where was? Oh, here.
Oh, yeah. You did make it.
But
I forgot about that. I can't imagine you doing
look,
that.
if I'm driving, there's a good song on, I'm not returning that fucking text.
No.
No. I'm not going to stop that music unless it's an envelope.
Right.
The envelope always gets the text. Everything else is background story. What's the name of that restaurant you talked about? Go fuck yourself. You know, look it up. I don't know. Yeah. What do you got to bother me for? We're talking about it a week ago. You want to ask me what restaurant? I don't even know what I was talking an hour ago. I
think you can set up things on your phone like quick responses, like just like if you say something, like it'll automatically do that.
Let's do that. Go fuck yourself.
Just that. Just go.
Those.
All you have to say is one, and it'll go fuck yourself.
Busy. Not right now. Go away.
Go away.
And then a double go away.
How fun is it to tell someone to go away? Like in a joking way?
You know, listen, I'm out of LA. So ever since I moved here, I don't have to fucking, you know, you get this type of person that can if like you post a picture of yourself up doing stand-up, this guy will call you and go, congratulations, you know, but he's a comic.
Right, okay.
Congratulations on your set at the Comedy Mothers, you know, but all along, you know what they're looking for. Listen, I don't need to stop what I'm doing to look at a text or whatever that says congratulate on some picture. I really don't.
No.
I really don't. No, nobody does. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't like, it's like an open mic guy calling you and going, this is great. Oh,
right. I get it. I just think it's funny. Like, so you have a rule for what kind of text to respond to?
Yeah. First off, the people who don't send you a name, I just erase those.
They just assume that you have. But I have a quick question. Is it someone maybe you've talked to a bunch of times and you know who it is?
Well, sometimes.
Like, have you talked to this person multiple times and still don't?
Listen, at one point, why are we still talking? You know what I'm saying? I know what you're looking for, and you know what I'm looking for, and we're not disagreeing or disagree. You know, I still get crazy calls. They went down a lot. A lot.
Well, you told people to go away.
They got the hint. I think a lot of people, listen, when I left LA, How much would that phone ring, Lee?
Nonstop.
Immediately. When I got here, it went to half. And then 6 months later, it went to a quarter. See, because when you're not in LA and you're not there to help people, they don't need you. Out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
You know, when you land and you go to the Comedy Store, they all miss you. We couldn't know what to do without you. Yeah. It's the same shit over and over again.
Right.
But so we already hip to that.
Right.
So I was still getting those type of calls. And it's like, listen, I'm not in the neighborhood no more. You don't have to fucking tell me that was a good joke. Or you don't have to tell me I lost weight or I'm looking 10 years younger. You don't have to tell me this shit. The song remains the same. Get on stage and stop breaking the funk. You know what I'm saying?
I would love to talk to people like that. You've actually said that to someone? So, like that, in that vein, like you've talked.
When I know that the charade is over.
Right.
And then I'm looking for the reaction after that. How they going to,
of course,
after that. And not 4 out of 10 people will go away happy because at least now they think that you know what they're about. I don't look at it that way. I want to see, you know, the reaction of that. Like there was somebody I feel really bad about in LA that I knew for a long time from maybe, I've always felt very guilty about this. I apologized to him about a year, 3 years ago, about a year after I left Los Angeles. I actually Facebooked him and got his phone number and explained why I said that to him. But when I got to LA, I became friends on a guy on a commercial set. And we both made a lot of money on that commercial. And every time we saw each other, we hugged each other. But at that time, he was doing a little bit more comedy. Okay. And I still love this till today. And I saw him for a long fucking time. You know, my first 10 years in LA, I saw him constantly. And then he dropped off. And then he would pop his head up for different events, kind of, sort of. But I overlooked that because I really loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mind him because I loved him. I got where he was coming from. You know, people move on in their careers and then but they still want to have their foot in it. So I would always throw him love, always, you know. But then, like, I know him all that time. Since we started the podcast, I've known him. And he's never asked, you know. I never offered, but he never asked. Because I wouldn't see him. I didn't know what his life was about. There was a time where he would have been on the podcast all the time. He's a funny guy.
Wow, okay.
But at this time, he wasn't doing stand-up or nothing. And, you know, like once the pandemic hit, it was crazy. You know, the fucking YouTube video, this, that. And one day out of nowhere, he called me one day. And he's like, hey, man, I hope you're okay. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's fucking bullshit. And he goes, but I want to ask you, when can I be on the podcast? And, you know, I just said to him, I go, you know, man, I go, at this point, what's it going to do for the both of us? I told him the truth. He's not in comedy anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't want him to go in there and like I was looking out for him. I just didn't say it the right way, Lee. That's what it was. I would never talk to him like that. But at that time, I already knew the people that the church wanted to hear.
Right.
And I knew what comics and other people were putting on their podcast and who they were having success with. You always have success with a comedian that people know.
Oh, yeah.
But for a guy to come on and tell you all the comics he did comedy with, to surpass him, it doesn't make him look good.
I could definitely see that. It's also like after like a decade of doing a podcast, picking that moment to ask you to be on seems like a strange time.
But no, it was just the way I said it to him. I always felt guilty. After the pandemic, listen, there's reasons why I don't like judging talent.
No,
I don't like judging talent. I'm not the type of person to tell somebody to get the fuck out of there. You know, that's not my call. That's never been my call. I'm not going to tell an open micer. People send me shit all the time. Can you look at this? Can you? I'd rather not. And I'll tell you why, because I'd rather see you live.
Okay.
I don't ever want you to judge me on video, stand-up wise. I always want you to see me live. And then you could say whatever you want. I don't like your stand-up, Joey. I didn't like this. Because I know you're not going to get me on videotape. But I know this, you know, already. So that's not my bag.
Right.
I know how I felt when people would break my balls when I was coming up. Because they didn't understand. For me, it was everything. And for some of these people you're goofing on, it's everything.
Oh, yeah.
What,
People take it very seriously.
From year 3 to year 6, if you would have caught me on a bad day, I don't know what I would have done. Like if I would have put all my eggs in a basket and got on stage and you booed me, I don't know if I would have shot myself. I don't know if I would have done like one of those fucking drive-by shootings. I don't know what I'd do, because I didn't have. I did have all my eggs in that basket, but I was also very smart. I knew that this was a journey from day one.
Right, but was that hard for you to like make that transition? Like, because you said like with all that anger, to be funny and like to take the rejection that you took, was it rougher?
Well, when you're a fucking, 3 to. Listen, you're Iron Man. I got a lot of respect for open micers and guys they're Iron Men. For some guys, it's a place where you go drink, smoke pot, and giggle like a fucking idiot. You're just waiting for a bus to hit you at this point. You just don't have the audacity to jump in front of it. And then you got the guys that, they have fucking dreams and aspirations, and they're real. I'm not saying this other type of open micer doesn't have dreams and aspiration, but by this time he already got caught in oh my God, I love your t-shirt. I love that joke. Ha! In the back during when somebody's on stage, they already fell for that trap,
Oh, that scared me when people do that.
Right? Wow. You know who used to do that a lot? When you went to San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Comedy scene. I go there. I thought they were teaching karate. They would all be yelling at the fucking place, the place that burnt down. I was so happy when that place burned down.
I have no idea what place burned down. The Punchline?
There was the Punchline. There was
Cobb's,
and then there was another club. But the guy who ran it was a fucking dick. Right. And I don't know. I just did not get along with him. Then later on, when I was opening for Rogan, I would have to deal with this guy.
Oh,
and
no.
At the point, like the first time we were all right, but then after that, we used to just goof on him right to his face because he didn't like me, Ari, and Duncan. So we would just fucking abuse him, say shit to him. Ugh, the people.
I'm just looking at it. It says there were fires at Cobb's and at the Punchline.
Yeah, Cobb. One of those Cobb's. One of those had but that old Cobb's.
Right.
The old Cobb's. I didn't like the attitude in there. Like every time you went in there, dog, I had to drive 18 hours to get there. No, I'm lying to you. I don't know what it was, but it was no fucking picnic to do an open mic on a Monday. In San Francisco. I'm coming from Seattle, cuz, with $3 in your pocket, no ATM, and my eyes were wide open looking for a wallet, and you're going to get there and play games with me. I'm going to fucking never forgive you. And there was a bunch, and it was always San Francisco.
There's an interesting.
Towards me in the beginning, always, the two of them, because the Punchline used to have an open mic on Sundays.
Okay.
I called the motherfucker. He okayed it. I called him a month before. Yeah, every week before that. Am I still on? Yeah. I get there. This guy's like, oh, great to have you. Stand in the back. I'll let you know when you're up. I was there for 2 hours before this motherfucker came up and talked to me again.
Fuck.
And every time he'd go, you're next, he'd come up to me 10 minutes later, go, no, no, no. My friend's going up next. You're after that. I never forgot that motherfucker. And then I lit him up a year later at the Laugh Factory, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, when those guys light you up, if you're a young comic, when those guys insult you, those guys that don't do stand-up and they're like the assistant club manager, just give them time. Just look at them and nod at them and go, okay. And then a year later, you spit in their face when you're fucking co-headlining in their shitty fucking club across town. They're like a bar back now somewhere else trying to give you. And that's why you can't take none of that shit seriously. Because I always thought these people trained to be fucking talent coordinators.
Right.
How do you train? What do you do? Play with a monkey all day and see which one plays the organ, which plays the flute? What are we talking about here? So, you know, I always thought like you had to go through like in my mind, in my fucking stupid Cuban mind,
right?
I thought that you had to go through like a training thing, a comedy club sat you down. Fuck. It's like hiring, it's like selling a car. If you could breathe into a glass, you could do it. You know who sells tickets, you know who's, you could put in the middle, and you know who isn't going to come into the building.
And there are some good ones, but yeah, it's all just a lot of personal taste.
Yeah, and you also have to nurture. See, you have to nurture them from all over. I always thank Carl Womanhoven, my guy in Seattle, I thank him to the end because he was a very, very good. That's one thing I've always told you, dog. I had shitty situations, but I always had good people.
Mm-hmm.
In Denver, I had Matt Woods helping me. In Seattle, I had Matt Berry helping me. As soon as I got to LA, you know, after I became a regular, I was always very tight with Scott Day. The original talent coordinator was there. I was always very tight with Duncan before he became the talent coordinator. I was tight with Corey Cuomo. I had to have a personal relationship with them. I liked that. I enjoyed that. You know, I hated these guys that opened up a club for investment money. That bothers me.
Right.
If you're going to open up a comedy club, do me a favor. I want you to tell me about comedy all the way to vaudeville. And if you can, tell me all the way to when the cavemen were doing it. Tell me about the comedy shows that they had at the fucking pyramids. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to be a comedy owner, that's all I ask. I don't ask for much. I don't care if you
know the entire history of the world.
What's that?
The entire history of the comedic world.
I just want you to have a clue. I just don't want you to be an extended agent. And you're trying to, and you'll bump into that. Once you start going to more bar rooms in Boston, you'll see that some of them run for years and some of them run for 90 days. If they're not profitable, they get shut down. That's the bottom line. I don't care how fucking funny you are. Okay, I put you in here on a Wednesday night because it's my slow night. I could get fucking 3 gay guys with rainbows to do karaoke here and pack the fucking place. I'm just allergic to HIV. You know, you'll hear everything.
Yeah.
So they'll put you in on a Wednesday night and you could be the funniest person in the world. If you don't deliver, fucking, I'm sorry. The gum got stuck in my tooth and my tongue wouldn't pop it.
If you don't deliver, it's going to get canceled.
Yeah, how can we do this?
Right. And that, like that part is going to be interesting because I've already talked to a couple people about starting some shows, and it's because that, like, you kind of turn into like a mini talent coordinator when you're putting a show together.
But that's a complete different situation. All right. Don't. That's the same thing. That's your friends and who you know. You're going to give rooms to the people that have rooms, that they have something going on. You're trying to build something. And then comics get the hint. Some of them are going to get mad at you. You know, you're going to get those guys that are doing Andy Kaufman's act. And every night they get everything but hit by tomatoes. And they're going to tell you that they deserve to be on your show. You know, but if you have a restaurant, you always have an out. The owner.
Oh, okay.
The owner doesn't like this type of comedy. The owner doesn't like this.
I could probably use that with like a bar too, yeah.
Yeah, that's always the out for you. So you're not the bad guy. You know, it's a great thing to coordinate, but you don't want to do it forever.
No.
And that's why you don't want to have a big lineup.
That was a mistake I made.
I'd rather pay a headliner like a good feature, and then put 2 people in between that got 10 minutes, and you do the rest.
So 4 or 5 people, yeah.
Not 4 or 5 people, 3 or 4. 4 at the most. You, a guest set, a strong 20, and a strong 45.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And you get the fuck out of there, and everybody gets love, and nobody gets their feelings hurt. And you tell them, I only put 1 newcomer every month, every show, 7 minutes.
Right.
And there's a hook on the corner of the stage. So if you don't do good, that hook's going to come out and drag you by the fucking ankle.
Holy shit. I would love to hook some people sometimes.
Well, you don't want to hook nobody, because that means leave the door open for them to hook you, cocksucker.
That's fair.
Big hook.
Oh, I'd love to be able to give people the hook.
But they're going to give you the hook.
Right, yeah.
You know, giving them the hook. And that's a big hook. You got to have 3 little fidgets out there pulling you up. And Apocalypto just got off the bus from Texas.
Hey, there's been times I wish I had a hook done on me.
What do you got going on this week, comedy-wise?
This week I was actually kind of proud of myself. Like I didn't have anything this week, and then like last week I reached out to a couple of the shows that I've done. So on Wednesday, so tomorrow I'm doing Capo, which is like a famous show around here, and at like a nice Italian restaurant in Southie. And then on Thursday I'm at the Shortstop Bar and Grill in Westfield, Thursday night in Western Mass. And that's it for this week.
I really enjoyed my 10 spots down there.
Yeah.
Since we were talking and you were asking and we were all over the place. It was great to see the evolution. It was great I didn't even finish about the book, because I had resistance Tuesday night. Like I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Right before I got on the first show. Wow. I was like, why do I do this to myself? I go, what do I do? You know, why do I put myself in this position? I got to follow Tony Hinchcliffe and all this shit. I could see if I was working out every night. But this is brutal when you don't do it. And then in the middle of all that, I was like, Joey, you still got it? Because you're scared.
Oh, you were like happy about it?
Yeah. Then I was like, okay, let them loose. And it was tough getting my footing. And then once I got the footing, I just took it. And it was beautiful. It was a great night there. I couldn't do like the 4th set on. The 3rd set on Thursday was rough. One of the nights I did 4 sets, and that last set was a little brutal for me. Like I felt it was the reason I didn't like doing, you know, the 7, the 9, and the midnight show. All those feelings came. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. So I'm not doing that anymore. From now on, I'm just doing 2 shows on Tuesday, the 2 shows on Wednesday, and 2 on Thursday. And I'll get the fuck out of there, because that I don't like. And I was thinking back to the Comedy Store. I was so strict about it at the Comedy Store that I would walk out. People come up to me and go, hey, we have a spot open in the belly room. And I go, no, I just shot a load in the original room, and I just shot a bigger load in the fucking big room, which I got an envelope for. You know, I'm tired. I'm done. I got to go up there now and fuck around with 8 people and a lesbian. I got to sit there and play the drums, and, you know, I'll work out tomorrow night.
Was there a time though that you wanted? Yeah.
Oh, I would do every set around the fucking block. People would call me and I'd run to Ivar. There was a club on Ivar. Remember Ivar? In Hollywood.
Yeah.
When I first got there, somebody, a girl, booked Ivar. She booked the Rock Acts or something like that.
Okay.
And dog, she would call the Comedy Store 3 times a week in '97.
For
and
what?
the phone girl will call you over and go, can you be at the Ivar by 9:30? It pays, hold on, what's it pay? $75 for 10 minutes. Fuck yeah, I'll be at the Ivar. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Right.
I'll run somebody over. So we would shoot to the Ivar. So I would go to the Comedy Store, do the original room. No, I'm lying to you altogether because there was no early spot for me then. I'd be at the original room if I didn't go to one of the Mexican rooms.
Right.
But
Okay.
the Ivar was only Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at that time. So I knew to lurk by the phone. And she would call and say, I need a comic for 9:15, one for 10:15, and one for 11:15. And I would shoot and do the 9:15. And then she would go come back for 11:15 and pick up another $75. And I would go do my spots at the store, come back, and then get back over there. And this is no Uber. There was no fucking Uber. There was no 10-speed bicycle.
Oh, you didn't even have a car yourself?
I had a car some nights I didn't. It all depended where I ended up the night before.
So what would you do? Just have someone drive you?
Yeah, cut somebody in for $10, $15, and a line of Coke. Let's go. I'll give you a small 20. I'm picking up 75, you know. Let me see if I get you 5 minutes and $20.
Do you miss any of that? Or like, do you like when you're doing 3 or 4 sets and then, yeah.
When you're out, you're out. It's like if you're there for 10 hours and they offer you, you might as well stay for the 14 unless your dog is dying. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of your dog dying, hold on 1 second. I got to cut halftime here and talk to you fucking savages about DraftKings. We'll be back. Hey, it's Uncle Joey here from the check-in. I want to talk to you about DraftKings. You know I love DraftKings. Slot machines are fun and all, but it's time to add some excitement, guys. It's the summer. You understand me? Try the Pick Six, the new fantasy game from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players. Choose if you think they'll have more or less of a certain stat, right? Maybe you think that they have less than 5 rebounds or have more than 3 assists. Make your picks, then watch the game to see if you're right. You'll be playing for a shot at huge cash prizes. It's a lot of fun. I'm not a fantasy type guy, but my neighbor comes over and he shows me, and he's going nuts over this draft, this Pick Six. So do yourself a favor. Once you go to DraftKings, you're going to have a party. It's tremendous over there. Download the new DraftKings Pick Six app right now. Pressing code Joey, Joey, for a shot at huge cash prizes. If you're a fantasy type guy, I'm telling you, the king of fantasy is DraftKings. So download the app right now. Use code Joey to get this party started. It's that easy, guys. Just pick 2, 6 players. See which one has a certain, if one can't rebound, one can't assist, one can't throw 3-footers, 3-pointers, whatever. If you're right, who knows? So again, download the DraftKings Pick Six app right now, pressing code Joey for a shot at huge cash prizes. The code Joey only on DraftKings Pick Six. And remember, with DraftKings, the crown is yours. All right, get it on the action with DraftKings Pick Six now. Download the app and press in code Joey. See you later.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 and over in most eligible states. Age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Pick Six not available in all states, including but not limited to Connecticut and New York. For up-to-date list of states, visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
We're back, bitches. Anyway, what were you talking about? You don't even know what the fuck.
I have no idea what the fuck we were talking about before this.
I don't know what we're talking about. Life. Oh, I know what I got to talk to you about, man.
What's that?
Knew I had to talk to you about something. So my friend picks me up Friday at the airport.
Okay.
This is a childhood friend of mine. I mean, this is as childhood as you could be. He lived around the corner from me on Gibbonette Terrace, Sabatino.
Okay.
my man Sab picks me up, and we get in the fucking car, and we, you know, listen to music, cracking stupid jokes. And I go to him again, have you heard from our buddy? And he goes, no. He goes, he did friend me on Facebook, but he hasn't returned any of my messages. And I go, that's fucked up. You know, this is our friend that we pretty much grew up with. And in 81, 82, I lived with him for about 6 months. And then I went to Colorado. That was it. Like our friendship kind of got weird. But there's a lot more to the story. But you know what's crazy about life, man, that I want to tell you guys? I haven't spoken to that guy face to face in 30 years. Right?
Jesus.
And in the last 5, I got him to say one thing to me on Facebook, because I kept hitting this friend of mine up for years, going, hey, man, thinking about you, you know, if there's anything we could do to repair this, you know, what needs to be done to get our friendship back? You know, all of us need each other. He would never reply. You know, I reached out to him. Our other friend died from our favorite crew. Nothing. You know, it's just weird. So we're talking about him on the way home, and I fucking get home. I put my luggage away. I take a shower. I come down. I look on fucking Facebook, and I got a message from his sister-in-law. He died Thursday night.
Oh, no.
And it's so weird. Like, Friday morning, it didn't bother me. You know, I was with Mercy and busy doing what I was doing. And then Saturday at the softball game, it really started to creep in on me. Like all the stories I tell on here, I told, you know, and it's so weird. I did Theo's podcast last week, and I told him, I hung out with Fernie at a time when I had every reason in the world to give up on life. When we were tight because he slept at my mother's house before my mother died. My mother made us all breakfast, and he told me that was a great fucking steak your mom made. And he'd always go, your mom made a good steak. So I knew Fernie I knew Fernie in the 8th grade. I played basketball against Fernie. He went to Lincoln, I went to McKinley. And then we became friendly freshman year. And then we became tight sophomore. We became tighter junior year. And by the beginning of senior year, when I quit, we were inseparable. Me, him, Glenn, and Roger. That's all we were, you know, we breathed for one another. And those were times when, like I said, it was the early 80s. Nobody had a butler in their home. You know, everybody's father worked a lot of hours, shit like that. It wasn't like, you know, you got home at 3 from school and your dad was outside mowing the lawn and in a good mood, you know. So it was just, but I still remember that in 82, I robbed a jewelry store, and he wasn't involved by no means. He was working. But when the heat fell on me, he drove me to the airport. So the night before, when we were getting the news that the cops were looking for me, we all said, look, it's better for you to take a flight. We'll drive you in the morning. And I'll never forget this. That morning, when we were driving to the airport, we didn't say a word to pretty much each other. But the funny thing about that flight was when I got out of that car, I was no longer a kid anymore.
Yeah.
I was 19 years old, and the game had ended. And I came back and gave it another 6 or 7 months, but it had ended. We weren't kids no more. The party was over. And him and I went all the way till April of 83, and I was 20, 21. He was 21. We were deeper than adults. We got in deeper into life than some adults, and I feel bad. But, you know, after 30 years, I didn't talk to him or anything. I fucking cried. And it's like, you know, I talked to him yesterday. I had a rough day Saturday and Sunday. Today I'm a little better. Tomorrow night's
I'm sorry.
Yeah, tomorrow's the wake from 5 to 8, and then Wednesday, I can't make the funeral. Let's see what goes on here tomorrow. And I'll decide tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'll make a night of it. I'll go get a bite to eat. Stop by my niece's maybe. And then go. But, you know, I don't think his mom is going to be happy to see me.
Oh, no?
Yeah, she was a little angry.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though, right?
Yeah, 1983. It was 40 years ago.
I think if you're going there to pay your respects, which I like, you're not going to go there and be an asshole. I think she'll be happy to see you.
In the corner, bring an envelope, go up, say an Our Father, say I'm sorry, and walk out. I mean, a bunch of my friends are going to be there. I've spoken to like 2 or 3 or 4 of them that said they're going to go tomorrow night. Let's see what happens.
The shitty part about getting up, like just like, and it doesn't seem to get easier either.
Well, once people start dying, like I said, listen, when you're 50, you start thinking about God. You know, you don't think about God when you get your dick sucked. You don't think about God when you're at the fucking Bert Kreischer concert jumping up and down. You don't. Nobody thinks about God. The minute you turn 50, like 2 days later, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. After you eat the cake and everybody gets hammered and everybody get, you know, you open up your fucking gifts, you're like, whoa, I just turned 50 years old. I made it through 30. I OD'd twice, you know. I got this, I got that. I'm not saying me, I'm just saying as a human being.
Right.
You go, now I hit 50, it's time, I got to do this. I got to put some more religion in my life. You know, man, those edibles hit me now.
Oh, yeah.
But they hit me hard. When I first took them I had to sit on the chair.
What did you
I had to sit in 30 seconds, 1,200.
Oh.
It's a late night, you know what I'm saying? I just took a handful and said, fuck it. I drank a protein shake. I had a fucking, I don't even know what they're called anymore, but it was good. And that's it. I'm ready for the week. I have no comedy this week. I don't know what I'm doing this week yet. I'm a free agent.
That's awesome.
But I'm ideas for jokes. So I've been writing some jokes, some shit that pertains to me finally.
Nice.
So
like some more stories? Or just jokes based on stuff going on? Okay.
Jokes based on stuff going on, you know.
That's
what do
awesome.
I do? You know, the activities that I do. Nobody really knows about the 1,200 other activities. It's funny. I went to dinner. I didn't go to dinner last night. I was hungry and I went to get a sandwich.
Okay.
And I saw a crazy guy from the area that I really like. He's a fucking great guy. He's the first guy ever that's pulled me aside and didn't want a picture. He came up to me. He's like, listen. No, he's like, listen, I got to talk to you about something. I'm from the neighborhood. I know the same people you know. I see you. I see this guy. I see Joe Rogan. All these are talking about edibles. I buy edibles around here, and they suck. Is there any way you can help me out? I have money. I can pay you. I'll do anything you want. He gave me a business card of the company he owns. I said, you come back next Tuesday night, I'll bring you a little fucking present. He looked at me. I showed up with an ABX, like 15 of them, 200 milligrams. I don't even want to start them small. I want to let them know who's running things. You know what I'm saying?
How many did he have?
I just kept him on one. I go, just take one tonight, you know, blah, blah, blah. Really? I usually eat 3 or 4. Listen, just one. Just one. And the next time I saw him, is like, man, I was fucked up for 2 days. So listen, I see him yesterday at this place. And I go, you're not eating? He's like, nah. I came down here to get some juice and stuff from my mom, whatever. I go, how come you're not eating? You're always eating. He's like, you don't want to know. You know, all of a sudden he started taking his sweatshirt off. He had fucking needle marks. Like he went to the doctor. They took blood out. And they couldn't find the vein. And they said he's got too much sugar. He got to go on a diet. And I go, what's going on with you? He goes, what's going on with me? It's those edibles you gave me. I can't stop eating at night. I got no control. he goes, they said I got diabetes too. Whatever the fuck.
Oh, no. Oh, you can't just give someone a 200. Oh, my God. He ate himself into diabetes.
He goes, I had to give up sugar altogether. He goes, so I'm on a new diet. I got new options. I go, listen, you need eating edibles? He goes, no, they got sugar in them. I go, not my edibles, they don't. He goes, really? I go, no. He goes, I got 3 of them left. I might go home and take one now. So
holy shit.
About eating, I go, listen, I eat them too. I eat like 4 or 5. He just looked at me.
Yeah.
What?
Because this guy was complaining about every other edible not working. He took one and ate so much candy that he gave himself diabetes. And like it sounds like under a month.
No. Every time I see him now, this has been 4 years. Every time
it sounded like to me it sounded like you gave it to him on a Monday, and like in 3 weeks he was walking around with a sugar monitor or something.
He's a professional. He's a professional from day one. Okay. I give him laughing gas. We exchange chocolate mushrooms. He gives me shrooms. You know how we do it, player. So Memorial Day's over. You can't wear boots or white no. I don't even know. I don't give a fuck. I wear what I wear since day one.
Do you wear a lot of white?
I have to wear all white. I'm Cuban, but I wear it when I wear it. Sometimes I bust it out in the winter. The problem with white shoes are people going to step on your shoes. Like I would never invest in a white pair of like shoes. And I'm not going to no mambo contest. Why would I have white shoes on for? I'm not going to Atlantic City. You know what I'm saying?
That's
people
it.
Go to Atlantic City when I was a kid, they'd always wear white shoes.
Fuck. I could never pull that off. Like, all white.
No, but I like white shorts with white sneakers and a white t-shirt. You go down the shore. You're on a balcony. It's kind of cool out there. You're hitting the breeze.
Okay.
The soul, you know what I'm saying? Get back to nature.
I know you were talking shit about it earlier, but like, do you miss going to the Jersey Shore like this time of year?
No.
Nothing?
You know, I was just thinking about something. The Ku Klux Klan got fucking white sheets.
Go on.
The KKK got white sheets, right?
Okay.
Who else has white sheets that are hatred? There's somebody else.
I think the KKK might have that. I don't know.
But did he used to have those white parties? See?
He did. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a bad color.
You're backtracking now. I got my Quincy fucking, you know. I used to watch detective shows, and I was a kid. I took notes. And real detectives, not these half of fags now that don't. I used to fucking watch a fat dude, and nobody ever shot him. This guy was like 600 pounds. Cannon.
It'd be a waste of a bullet.
No, you could. Why would you? He was 600 pounds. So if you shot him like 4 times, but on TV, you couldn't hit him. He would always do like a little thing, and the bullet would go around him. And I would go, that's so much bullshit.
I wish it was like that.
I know. Anyway, what were we talking about? We were talking about Diddy things, but anyway, who cares about that? I was just thinking about that white sheet.
Just Memorial Day. Yeah. I got to open up for Kim Congdon last week. It was awesome.
How was that?
It was great. It was great to see her. Like, it's just cool.
Beautiful. She's beautiful.
She is, but she also
wants to grow up, and it's fucking beautiful for me.
Yeah, she had there were a lot of people there. It was a really cool place, and it was just cool because she put out a special this year, so it's like she's like a bunch ahead of me. But it's just cool to see, like, oh, maybe at some point I'll be doing.
Oh,
like,
she was doing that 5 years before you started, 6 years.
Yeah.
And she was already at the store when you started, and she was already a legend with Roast Battle. So
yeah, no, she's great.
And I'm not correcting you. I understand where you're coming from because you got a good heart. You do have a very good heart for comedy, and that's what's going to get you farther than anything. Is that even on the phone, you'd say these things to me about Kim and how you're happy to see her because you know that's you if you keep working.
Yeah, it's just cool to see.
If you were coming from a different direction, there's a lot of people go, you know, I got that. And those are the people that you'll never see grow in comedy. That's the number one thing. Don't keep it to yourself or you have a friend, because you don't ever want to think you're going crazy.
Is it bad for me to think like I'm not looking at it like I deserve it? I'm just
No,
looking at it like
I'm
it's
gonna
cool
call
to see
you.
what the path could be.
I wish you would have lived in LA with me when I got to 97. The calls you would get at night would be like, Lee, I just went down to the store. I'm not going to tell you the guy's name. He just walked in there with agent, manager, theatrical agent, you know, the attorney. In other words, Jew, and Jew, you know, just walked into they're back there sitting there, and this guy goes up there and doesn't even get a laugh.
Jesus.
In front of 80 people. And Fox is here and Paramount, they're bidding over his fucking pilot. And I can't get a fucking gig to feature. Is it me, Joey? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
That's when it fucks me up. Like, that's when I would call you and go, I don't know what to do anymore. Maybe I should just move home with my mother and work at a bagel store. I would get those all the time from people. And like, you know, and I go, what's up? And they're like, I was at the Improv tonight. This fucking guy's been in 3 movies. He was bombing up there. The only applause he got was when he walked up to the stage because he'd been in movies. And here I am fucking killing it. And I had to wait 8 after him. And by the time he got off, he walked 18 people. Is it me, Joey? And I go, no. I suffered with that the first 2 years in LA. Like, I'm ripping it up at this place, and you guys are telling me no. Like, what? What is going on? Oh, you look old, you're dirty, you know. But when the tickets started selling, I didn't look old and dirty, did I? So that's when you learn that it's all about tickets.
Right.
You
and
know,
like
at the end of the day, but guys like you and I come from pride. I would never want to win something and to be kicked in there because I know logically in 10 years, I saw it too much. And I saw this in the very beginning too. I always told people, I never wanted to be a star of a TV show. I want to be part of a cast.
Ooh, what's the difference to you?
I'd rather be number 6. Nobody even knows who I am. They're too busy looking at Brad Pitt.
And just get a couple of funny lines in?
Couple funny lines, couple funny scenes in the back welding a safe, and I'm picking up a check for $25,000 a week. You laugh at me all you want, bitch. And I'm doing stand-up on the off season.
Right. Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
That's the way it used to be. Example, what's the show you liked when we started working?
Orange is the New Black?
No, that's that's the show your girlfriend liked. The one, it used to be The Office.
Right. Oh, yeah. 30 Rock.
Parks and Rec.
Okay, yeah.
Parks and Rec, if you look at half those people in that show, they were all with 3 yards. That's a brilliant manager. That's a manager who says, we're going to get you on a show. Listen, whatever, 2-3 lines a week, standing there, looking around for birds. It's going to give you 25 large a week. If it gets picked up, 32. If it gets picked up, 42. If it gets picked up, 60. And if it gets picked up, 85 and a $15 million whatever for you to do 3 lines. That's what people don't know at home.
Right.
They're like, he ain't no star. That motherfucker just got 3 lines. Think about it again. It's the #1 show, right? Parks and Rec was a good show, but it had a lot of people, you know, I think all of them are with 3 yards. They package. That's called packaging.
Right.
That's the way you take care of your clients. Everybody works at once. You write a role for everybody. You know the head writer, the assistant to the assistant. You know the guy who cleans the fucking toilets.
And they get a percentage from everybody on the show.
Like a fucking doctor. And it's legal as fuck. Every week. Cha-ching for those 5 years. And that syndication money. Cha-ching. And you as a comic could sit back at home, do 2 sets a week at the store, write jokes in the dressing room while you're rehearsing, And as soon as that season ends, you go on the road. You give it whatever the fuck you give it, those 6 weeks, you put together a half hour. You already had a half hour that you've written at the store. And when that show starts, either at the beginning of that show, that season 2 starts, you release a special, or at the end of season 2. Just when people thought you were dead, boom, you drop a fucking special. And now the progression goes as a comic. And you're not on the road 82 weeks of the year. And so you're always fresh.
And even just to get back to what you said earlier, like about like, oh, am I doing something wrong? Like I was thinking about this. What percentage of making it, like being a successful comic, is comedy? Because it seems like there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it. Like, is comedy even 50% of it?
It goes through fads. There was a time when I started when I just grew up on Joan Rivers and a bunch of men and Lucille Ball, but Lucille Ball wasn't a stand-up. Then it transitioned to, you know, good-looking women and good-looking men, and you had like Whoopi Goldberg that did like a one-woman show and Sandra Barnhart and everything. When I got to Hollywood, it wasn't about that. By the time I got there, it was about the good-looking 25-year-old. That's what they were looking for.
Okay.
And they kept pushing it, but you can't find somebody seasoned at 25 as mature to get what you're looking for out of them. Are you with me there?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they tried with that, and then, I don't know, YouTube, all these things helped comics that look like me do something. People were finally listening. We didn't fit the bill for Comedy Central. We didn't. That's what it was. Comedy Central had an agenda, and if you've seen like all the stations now they really have an agenda.
Oh yeah,
you got a better chance, and I'm not insulting anybody by no means. You know, you have a better chance making it as an Indian 26-year-old in Hollywood than somebody white right now, because they're going to put you on every show if you're Indian now. You're going to be on every TV show. And I don't mean this despairingly at all or in a bad way. I'm just going with the odds right now. It's them, African Americans. They sprinkle a couple Puerto Ricans in there and Cubans just to keep everybody happy, and Mexicans.
Did you ever accentuate like the Diaz, or like try to get like, not like, obviously you deserve your roles, but like, you know, accentuate like you're Hispanic?
Have I ever accentuated that I'm Hispanic except on the podcast?
No, not on the podcast. I'm talking about like in acting.
There's never been about.
No, not your.
Right. And what actor, what movie is going to hire me to play Juan Carlos in fucking Narcos? Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, but they could. It's just good to have the name on the thing, don't you think, or no?
What
like,
name?
You don't have to play a Spanish character. You could just be a Spanish actor in this movie.
Let me ask you something. Are you putting me on? Are you here to fucking talk Monday night? I'm starting the week off on a good foot. I come on here once a week with you, and all of a sudden you start asking me these torturous questions. Listen, Lee, 23 years, I never booked a Latin role. And the one I did, I got fired for. So what are we talking about here?
I don't know. I was just wondering.
The other one was the Felipe one when I played the sheriff with the fake mustache and the beard was falling off. You know, it didn't fit my agenda. I didn't fit their agenda for that. And once I got pigeonholed into the mob, baker, pizza maker, garbage man, that was it. Nobody wants me over in the Latin. I would have loved to have been in like a nice Cuban movie or something.
Right.
It really spoke some shit on there and showed my Cuban comedy, but that never happened. Am I bitter about it or angry? No, not at all. I got everything else I wanted, so I didn't get that big fucking deal.
And you never know.
Listen, man, I spoke to a dear friend of mine last night. He called out of the blue. They said, this guy ain't working. I ain't working. He's finishing up this movie now, The Accountant 2.
Okay.
And after that, he's got nothing for the summer. And this guy doesn't get calls to work on Tuesday. People send him scripts and interview him and ask him if he wants to roll. It's a 3-month process. So basically, as of last night, he was off for the fucking summer.
And does he not like that?
No, he knows what's going on right now in Hollywood. It's just quiet. They're expecting a strike in July, you know.
Again?
Yeah, for the stagehands.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if people not pulling the trigger because of that, or people not pulling the trigger because they're not pulling the trigger right now. I think they're only shooting 1 or 2 pilots. But yeah, but the one thing I did like about Austin again, by going down there, Lee, I like running in that circle.
Yeah.
Well, not that circle. I love running in that energy. I loved going to the Sunset Room. The comics I saw there and the comics I spoke to there were fucking great. It was fun, you know. No
It's a
time,
really cool room.
but I was in and out of there. And the fucking mothership, the staff is great. Like, you feel at home. The security is great. Everything's short distance. You know, like I said to you, I see Theo walk in and he's going up, and all of a sudden Hinchcliffe is following him. And they're like, when is Joey going up? And he's like, before me, after Hinchcliffe. And I'm like, I need this. You know, I haven't been in this league for 4 years. This is Tuesday night at the store in Tripoli's room all over again.
Right. And I told you, because they kept posting videos, which are awesome, on Instagram. And when you would bring up Joe, you would like there's like a deep breath, like a huge breath. Like, and I asked you about it. I was like, what? Like, you just you seem so like relaxed up there.
You know, when the bell goes off Friday at 5 o'clock and you've been fucking digging through fucking tunnels all week
Right.
for the cartel so they could get that coke through to go to the United States. Once that bell rings at 5, and I've never dug a tunnel, but I do know when you work hard and you just want to go home, and it's Friday at 5, and you can taste the beer in your mouth. It's been 100 degrees all day. You got dust and nails and peanuts. You ate a scorpion, you know, and fucking that feeling of going, right. I did it. I did 5 days this week. I didn't die in here. And I get home to go home and spend the weekend with my family. I wasn't leaving. I was just lucky I did the 15 minutes, man.
But did like...
You know how fortunate I feel? Do you have any idea? I mean, if anybody knows my demeanor more than anybody is you, so you know how grateful I am. How grateful I am that at 61, I'm not on a ship, you know, going through customs, and I can't bring my fucking fountain pen with me, and you can't smoke a joint except if you go to Guadalajara. I'm very fortunate that I'm not doing, you know, the 3rd tier comedy clubs to support my family, and I'm leaving for 3 weeks at a time when the daughter's 14, 13, when she really needs me here, you know. I'm very grateful for all those things. And it's like I told people, did I like comedy or did I like the money?
Right.
In that whole thing we went through in LA, I forgot. Guilty. If I've ever been guilty of anything, I was guilty that I just wanted to go on the road for the money. I did care about my audiences, and I did go out there to be the best I could be. But that's what it became. And I didn't want it to become that. I wanted myself to go down there, to get on a plane for 3.5 hours and back once a month. That meant more to me. So every time I get on that stage and get off, it's big.
And is it like, I understand that's a lot of work, but is there all like, do you feel like satisfied after, like if you're doing well, like we go like it just...
I feel satisfied whether I bomb, whether I do 5 or whether I do 10, because I still have that ability to call somebody I was in the trenches with and go, hey, I'm coming down. And him go, come on down. You got 6 shows, you know. They feed me. They take care of me. And I get to do what I really wanted to do from the beginning of this. I'm watching it more and more. It's not, and with comics, it's not more and more. It's not mental health anymore. It's the same thing I was going through. They forgot what they were fighting for. And it's tough, guys. It's tough, especially when you're out in LA. It's very tough to remember what you were fighting for.
What are you fighting for?
And this must happen in every fucking, whether you're a lawyer, a stockbroker, you start making a little cash, people start fucking shining your shoes. Everybody wants to smoke a cigarette with you. Everybody wants you on their yachts. You forget what your mission was. And our mission was just to be funny, number 1, and number 2, to be happy as comics. That's it. That's it. But how can you be happy when you're a feature act in Oklahoma and you get off stage and you work in a hardware store all week and you fucking do comedy on the weekends and this couple comes up to you and go, hey man, when is your Netflix special going to come out? How uncomfortable does that person feel? That young comic, he's stuck. He's got a family, he's got a wife, he's got a kid. That guy's happy where he's at.
Right. Hopefully.
He's ecstatic where he's at. He could go home and go, yeah, for 2 minutes you go, I wish I didn't have that kid, my fucking wife. I'd be there in a minute. But as you're saying that, you regret it because you're where you want to be. So what you have is make it work for you. If this is the best to your ability, make it work for you. And this is the best to my ability. I've told you that when we started the podcast. Everything. In January, I do what's the best to my ability now. If you're a young comic, don't listen to me. Your rules are completely different. You got to be out there every night mugging fucking people.
Right.
Stabbing people and getting on stage. Don't listen to me. I'm way beyond that shit. But I know and I respect it.
Fuck yeah.
I know it and I respect it. I mean, we have talks after your open mics.
Oh, yeah, I always call you after my set.
If I didn't want to talk to you, I wouldn't pick up the fucking phone and ask you how to go.
Right.
I want you to tell me that guy farted. It wasn't the best set you ever had. You tried that joke, but it didn't work. You know, that's what. It's so funny how I got a call from a friend months ago, and this was a very therapeutic call.
Okay.
Because this put a lot into pilot the Bombardier, which was going on with me. He contacted me one day and we're talking. He goes, man, do you know anybody who's going on the road who could take me? You know, and I go, bro, what these young guys don't understand is that it's a package deal. You follow me? Just how TV is a package deal, sometimes comedy is a package deal. My manager has a comic that isn't a headliner. Or he is a headliner, but he's not drawing yet. Go on the road with Joey, take $1,000, $2,000 pay cut, and draw an audience. Go out there, take pictures, be likable, go to restaurants. Wherever Joey goes, go. You know, and a lot of young comics don't understand that. You know, we're in LA. You see what LA is like. I'm at the Comedy Store. There's 10 door guys that are hungry and they're ready to kill somebody for you. You know what I'm saying? It's very tough to give somebody an opportunity in Cincinnati, not because you don't like that person, because you're sitting here with somebody who's really fucking struggling right now. And he's not in Cincinnati. You are, and you probably got a day job and you live at home with your mom. So no disrespect to you at no level. I'm just saying this guy is in the bowels of fucking death right now. You saw those guys. You went to the store with me 200 fucking times.
Yeah. No, and it's a lot of it's who you're friends with. A lot of people bring their friends on the road with them.
You got to feel comfortable. It's nothing personally.
No.
Nothing personal. So when this guy asked, I knew what he was looking for. But I said, I go, I'm not doing anything. I don't know what to do, blah, blah, blah. I go, well, listen. Because I would say this to anybody who was 50 and didn't know what to do. Either it's a hobby. Yeah, but I really love it. Then go on a ship. Oh, man, I don't know. Then you don't really love it.
Right.
I can't listen. I would have gone on a ship for a week, but there ain't a ship that's gonna let me on there. I'll walk that whole fucking ship. You know what I'm saying? Just on principle. All I gotta do is sit at one of those eateries where all the fucking chubby people go with the flip flop, with the diabetic toe, and just take notes. I'll do an hour on fucking. That's it, and they won't even know. They'll escort me out in a helicopter.
You think so?
Oh, we don't want you back on the ship. We don't want you back where we port. We don't want you back 50 miles from our fucking neighborhood. How's that for you? Jesus. No, I couldn't do it. But a ship is, listen, it's 3 spots a night.
Yeah.
Tell me you want to do comedy. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to give you an opportunity to do 2 clean sets and 1 dirty, or vice versa. 118 and under, or 1 fucking spot. You're up there jizzing on fucking beside that venture. What do you want to do? Well, no, I want to be in clubs. I was a headliner. Well, that ship sailed.
And like trust me, I'm not applying to be on a cruise today, but for someone like a feature comic, to me, I know like the stigma that comes with the cruise ships, but if I could do 2 to 3 shows a night for 6 months to a year, if I use the sets correctly, like I could have like hours of material.
Hey, listen, after the war goes, we'll get you on an Israeli ship to tap dance. I'll have you tap dancing on one end, doing jokes on the other. And on the bottom part, you'll be hosting the banquets. You'll be a star within a year. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the Israelis have a cruise ship company.
Yes, they do. It's called the Golden Diamond, the Blood Diamond. That's what it's called. The Blood Diamond. It goes to like 3 places.
Jerusalem.
All right, so where are you going to be this week, Tiny Tim?
I'm going to be at Capo on Wednesday, and Thursday I'm going to be at the Shortstop Bar and Grill.
I got to be honest with you. I have no idea what we discussed this whole podcast. The fucking power went out. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened the first half, volume 1, volume 2. It's just one of those fucking Mondays. I forgot to give a chicken to the saint today. I knew I fucked up. But the
edibles are good.
Huh?
Your edibles are good. What are you going to do?
Listen, what do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? I live the lifestyle. Have a good week. I love you, brother. Hey, Black. On it. Listen, supplements, nutrition, fitness, apparel. Onnit's got it all. We got 25% off supplements, 10% off fitness, and 20% off nutrition now till June 2nd on Onnit's finest semi-annual sale, plus 60% off on other items. Listen, use my code CHURCH, CHURCH, and get 10% off. And they know you're running with the king of swing, so they'll put a little something extra in your envelope. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it's always with me. You know me. I keep it simple. I'm a shroom tech type of guy. I'm an alpha brain. But listen, I went with the Black Label a couple months ago. Tremendous. And right now, it's $93 with 25% off. You save $31. That makes it down to $93 from $124. We're talking numbers here, guys. So if you thought of hitting Alpha Brain or Shroom Tech Immune, or, you got to try this shit real quick. The Instant Peach Alpha Brain, and there's another flavor. The other peach. Tremendous. I love them both. The Focus, they get you psyched. Anyway, if you want some supplements, give them my code, CHURCH, Church. The check-in is also brought to you by my favorite ghee. Listen, as an old man, I love Fuji ghee. Why? Because they're tough, they're comfortable, and they're light. The best gi they got is the all-around BJJ gi, the white one. It's 105 gazines. You understand me? Plus, they got grappling shorts. They got jiu-jitsu gis. They got rash guards. They got bags. They got custom gear. They got mats. Fuji Sports has it all. Go over there. I'm going to give you 20% off when you use code CHURCH, CHURCH. So you get a nice new gi for the summer. Don't have to stink like 10 dead, lizards somewhere. And that's it. We got on it for you this week, and we got FujiSports.com code CHURCH. Both of them are with the church, but today it's the check-in.